Hello, everyone. This is Brian Beck, correspondent with Practice Magazine, and I have the internationally acclaimed and well-known author, Laura Allen, well-known as an author, a blogger, an educator. Thank you, Laura, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now, some of you may have read her article on building a practice. And maybe watched the video, and there was made mention to her recent book out that she did with Nina, and we're glad to have you on to just kind of. I know you mentioned it. For those that had seen it in your other article, to expand upon what all prompted the book and what all the book entails and how everyone can benefit from it, from practitioners down to sharing it with their patients and clients.
Well, I hope that this book has a broader appeal than just to massage therapists, but Nina McIntosh was a Rolfer for over 30 years, and she was also the author of The Educated Heart, which was the first ethics book specifically in the area of roles and boundaries that was ever written for massage therapists. And Nina passed away in 2010 from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which is commonly called Lou Gehrig's disease. That's just a terrible disease. It causes your body to waste away, but it doesn't affect your mind, and so Nina's brilliant mind was trapped inside her deteriorating body. She journaled her entire experience while she was after she got her diagnosis up until about 2 weeks before she passed. Is when she was not able to communicate anymore. And she was just so inspiring because Nina had a wicked sense of humor, and she maintained that right up until the time she couldn't communicate anymore.
That's amazing.
It was amazing. It was very inspiring to see someone. She had her occasional moments of, feeling self-pity like any of us would, or feeling angry or feeling scared about what was happening to her because Lou Gehrig's kills your muscles, your muscle function. She got to where she couldn't talk. She tried to write on a pad, and she got to where her hands wouldn't work anymore. Many different things. She was, a lot of people have to be fed by a tube and that kind of thing. And for someone to be able to keep a good attitude while all that was going on, and I mean, when she would have those occasional lapses into fear or self-pity or whatever, she allowed herself to wallow in that, for a few hours, and then she'd be back to her old self. And it was just very inspiring to see how she handled that. And we should all be so lucky as to handle dying with the grace and the dignity and the sense of humor that she did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. And so it was already, worked out with you, between you and Nina, that a book that she was to be put out, that you were able to co-author with her, and that.
Well, something, actually, Nina's family asked me. Her brother John actually asked me to write this after she passed away. Nina had arranged for me to take over writing the future editions of The Educated Heart, which currently is already in its 3rd edition, and she actually finished the 3rd edition while she was dying. She finished it just a few months before she passed away, and so Nina really didn't know that this book, which is called The Days Still Left. Let's see if I can get the copy of it here. It's glaring. The Days Still Left. Nina really didn't know that book was going to come down the pike. That was at the request of her brother that I do something about her, and so it evolved over the period of time that I was working on it. I had a little friendly reminder of my own mortality. I got a case of pneumonia, and I was laying up there in the hospital going, well, I don't know whether I'm going to live or die, and that compelled me to, call over and speak to my friends who own the funeral home and say, well, this is what I want. and just let them know that. And so when I got out of the hospital, I put that all on paper and got the necessary papers signed for my cremation and my living will and my regular will and all of that stuff. And we all need to take care of those things while we're healthy and lucid, instead of leaving it behind for our family to be burdened with, and particularly if we've never, if you've never really spelled out your wishes, maybe your family doesn't even know what you would like to have or what you would like for them to do to handle your final affairs. So it's for the best thing if we all handle that ourselves while we can.
Yeah, absolutely. And so a lot of the writing and the teaching that Nina was communicating then, was about getting the house in order?
Well, Nina taught professional ethics. She wrote The Educated Heart originally in 1993, I believe it was, and she taught that class all over the place. The book has even been translated into Chinese, and
Wow.
so she didn't. She really talked about the boundaries, the therapeutic relationship, and the boundaries in that. It was not until she started writing her journal, which was made public on Caring Bridge. Caring Bridge is a great website for people who are suffering from illness, and you can invite your excuse me, you can invite your friends and relatives on there, and it's a way to update everyone at one time instead of trying to communicate to dozens or even hundreds of people how you're doing. And so I had asked her permission to share her Caring Bridge on my social networks. And, I don't think she had any idea until I did that of how many lives that she had touched through the book, The Educated Heart. And also, Nina had authored the ethics column in Massage and Bodywork magazine for about 10 years. And she just heard from thousands of people thousands of massage therapists whose lives she had touched, through her advice and the things that she wrote. And so this is a tribute to her, and also, then I delve into getting your own stuff in order and, marking things off your bucket list. And how we all need to do that. So we're not guaranteed the next breath,
Right.
And so it's all about practical advice to take for the end of your life, and I want you to take it before the end of your life gets here. That's the point.
Right.
That's the point of the book.
Okay, great. And as we'd start off, for many of you, of course, have known and met and had the pleasure of her teaching and education with Laura, and she is an internationally attributed author. You've written a lot of books. Could you just, for those that maybe aren't as aware, that are in other practicing fields?
Thank you so much for asking. My first book was The Plain and Simple Guide to Therapeutic Massage and Bodywork Examinations. That one is in its second edition now, and I'm about to actually start undertaking the third edition. That's published by Lippincott, Williams & Wilkins, and it is a prep guide for state massage therapy exams, the MBLEX, national certification exams, and all of that. And so that was the first one I wrote, and I believe that initially came out in 2005. Then I wrote 1 Year to a Successful Massage Therapy Practice, which is full of no-cost and low-cost ways to market your massage therapy business, or actually would work for any other kind of holistic healthcare practitioner as well. And so that one also is published by Lippincott. Then 2012, maybe 2011, I think it was, I wrote A Massage Therapist's Guide to Business, which is more than just marketing. It starts with, your initial business plan all the way until the time you get ready to sell your business and retire, and everything in between. It has a lot of ancillaries that go along with it, as far as forms and sample contracts and that kind of thing. Then in 2012, the massage nerd, who I know is also a friend of yours too.
Yeah.
He's a friend to us all, isn't he?
Yes.
He he and I authored a book together that is called Manual for Massage Therapy Educators. That is not meant to be a textbook. That book is just full of the practical advice that things that we wish we had known when we started out teaching massage therapy. So it's just kind of a little kick in the pants of you ought to do this and you ought to do that,
Yeah.
or you should not do this and you should not do that. And that's based on both of us have had combined years of experience in teaching. I have also been the administrator of a massage school for 5 years, served on our state massage therapy board for another 5 years, on the school approval committee, and I am a peer reviewer for CompTIA. So I've had someone say, well, you don't own a massage school. What qualifies you to write that? But I think all of those things in combination, I have been directly involved very heavily in management of massage school, and I've actually been self-employed and the owner of my own business for the majority of my entire life. Before I came into massage therapy, I was a restaurant owner for more than 20 years. So a business is a business is a business.
Yes.
And a massage school, ownership of a school is still business. So it's full of some practical advice. And related to those days when I was chef tail there and cooking for the public for more than 20 years, I wrote a little cookbook. My last two restaurants that I owned were both it was called Nothing Fancy, and it was just good country southern food. And a lot of hilarious stuff happened over the years in that restaurant. So I call that Nothing Fancy, good food and a few funny stories. I had to wait on some people to die before I could write that cookbook because of some of the stories I shared in there. So that was just a little deviation, a little experiment of mine. And I wrote a novel. I've actually have pulled it off of the internet. The reviews were so bad on it. I said that to the massage nerd when I was talking with him about it, and I said, according to all the people who are critics out there, apparently novel writing is not my forte. So I've actually pulled that off. Maybe I'll work on that some more and put it back out there one of these days.
And maybe not have to wait till they pass so that they're not being embarrassed.
That's the truth.
It's some people say honesty is cruelty.
Well, critics are in business to criticize.
Yes. Excellent. And so that's maybe an upcoming one. Is there anything else big you're working on? I know of course you do a lot in blogging.
I do a lot of blogging. I'm not free to divulge the name of it right now, but I'm actually about to start a revision on a very popular textbook that the author is no longer able to revise. So I'm fixing to start working on that project, and I'm always writing something. I do have several different blogs. I have a blog on massagecoaches.com that is about ethics. Then my Laura Allen MT blog, which goes to Massage Magazine and Massage Today website, both of their websites, and the massageprofessionals.com website. That blog is usually about the regulation, legislation of massage therapy, and an occasional rant on some other subject.
Yes.
And I do a guest blog from time to time here and there. So I'm a prolific blogger.
Any of those that are viewing this video too, please leave your comments and share. If you'd like to see a lot more stories and information from Laura, and what you thought of it. We'd appreciate any of those comments. And in below the video, as well as in the article here, you'll see all the links to the different books that Nina as Don or Nina's, as well as all of Laura's there. So please, get those books, enjoy that information. And I'm sure you'll see her on a blog somewhere, another book, some education training she'll be doing going forward. She's at a lot of the shows. So walk up, say hello, introduce yourself, and pick her brain.
Oh, please introduce yourself. And I have so many followers on Facebook, and I just say, please, please, please tell me your name, especially if your profile picture is your cat, because I might not recognize you.
They don't exactly look the same. The makeup is a little different that day.
I'm bad at remembering names, but I'm great at remembering faces. So don't let me see your cat. You have to come up and tell me who you are.
That's the beauty of social media, isn't it? When people actually use their pictures, that is.
Yeah, yeah.
So you do, but are able to put a face to the name. Amazing when you do see people and you're trying to put in your head who that is. I know the face.
Oh, well, I knew you and Stephanie on the internet before I met y'all in person. So
yep, love the technology.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate your time, Laura. Thank you, and have a great day, and look forward to things we'll be doing and seeing you in the future.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Laura. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.